It is time now for the second match here at MWE Clash. And this is a Diva match that will involve the #1 contendership to see who will face Penny Nichols at Extreme Uprising for the MWE Women's Championship. Right now, coming down to the ring is a potential contender for that title, Tokyo's own Ryoko Hokuto. Yeah, she was trained by the infamous Dangerous Queen, Akira Hokuto. But looking at her entrance, she takes on the persona of that of Manami Toyota. I'm thinking this might be dishonorable to that of Akira Hokuto, but let's not talk about the past. Let's talk about the fact that Ryoko Hokuto has a chance at becoming #1 contender, and she just might have a chance of becoming MWE Women's Champion at Extreme Uprising. This would be great. And here comes Ryoko's opponent, former MWE Women's Champion, the juicy one, Juicy Lucy. Yeah, Juicy Lucy might have a chance of defeating Ryoko Hokuto here tonight and grab that #1 contendership and have a chance at going up against Penny Nichols to recapture her MWE Women's Championship belt. But in order to do that, she must face Ryoko Hokuto and beat her in this very match. And now the bell sounds. Already Juicy Lucy going after Ryoko Hokuto, putting in those barrage of knuckle sandwiches. Trying to go for some stomps on Ryoko. Leg drop or whatever. But anyway, Ryoko putting in those punches. Now working on the arm of Juicy Lucy. This must be part of her strategy or whatever, to start with some simple attacks. Juicy Lucy counters Ryoko, and now she grapples, putting in a strong grapple, but Ryoko, with gusto, gets out of that grapple attempt. And now she picks up Juicy Lucy, puts in some chops, still working on the arm of Juicy Lucy. Staying simple, that must be part of her strategy. Again working on the arm of Juicy Lucy. Ryoko Hokuto in control of this match. And now a mule kick by Ryoko Hokuto. Yeah, Ryoko putting in those quick elbow drops. And now she's working on the knee of Juicy Lucy. I guess Juicy Lucy got out of that predicament. Countered the grapple attempt by Ryoko. Irish whip by Juicy Lucy. Juicy Lucy grapples. Puts her on the turnbuckle. And I guess Juicy Lucy setting Ryoko up with a superplex. Nicely executed by Juicy Lucy. But Ryoko, back up on her feet, grapples. Now working on the back of Juicy Lucy. While she grapples, working on the back. And now Juicy Lucy counters the grapple. So does Ryoko. Juicy Lucy counters. Too many counters, too many reverses. Dang, someone's gotta make a grapple. Here we go. Juicy Lucy with the Hurricane Rana. Nicely executed by Ryoko Hokuto. Nasty low blow by Tokyo's own Ryoko Hokuto as she picks up Juicy Lucy. Trying to go for another kick to the abdomen of Juicy Lucy, but she countered that one as she puts in those chops. Irish whip by Juicy Lucy. Stupid referee needs to get out of the way as she grapples. Puts in those lefts and rights to Ryoko. Ryoko Hokuto counters with a jawbreaker. Trying to break that chin of Juicy Lucy. Putting in the forearms to the back. Juicy Lucy is able to get up on her feet but not for long, as she gets taken down by Ryoko Hokuto with that German suplex. Anyway, this match is getting good so far, as Ryoko is in control of this match, going on the offensive, and now she's setting her up for what appears to be one of her signatures, a neck breaker. Ryoko execute a neck breaker on Juicy Lucy. She goes for the cover. 1, 2, only got 2. Ryoko was this close to getting a 3 count. Puts in those chops to Juicy Lucy, putting in more chops, but gets countered by Juicy Lucy as she tries to go for a grapple, but gets reversed into an Irish whip. Stupid referee needs to get out of the way. Clothesline by Ryoko, goes up on top. Ryoko with a missile drop kick. Nicely executed. But Juicy Lucy, like the fighter that she is, was able to fight off Ryoko's grapple attempt. Juicy Lucy wants that #1 contendership spot. She'll do whatever it takes to get it too, even if it means trying to knock Ryoko down a peg or two. Ryoko Hokuto with those forearms to the back of Juicy Lucy. Ryoko grapples. Holy macaroni, nicely done. Forearms to the back of Juicy Lucy. Picks up Lucy as she counters the grapple. Grabs the nose of Ryoko. Once again putting those barrage of knuckle sandwiches to the head of Ryoko. Juicy Lucy is not backing down one bit, as she delivers a scoop slam to Ryoko. Once again picks up Tokyo's own Ryoko, putting in those jabs, those lefts, those rights. Those are the juicy jabs of Juicy Lucy as she goes for the cover.
1, 2.
Only got 2. Juicy Lucy was this close. Ryoko trying to go for an offensive, but Juicy Lucy stopped her dead in her tracks. Ryoko back on the offensive, putting in those kicks and chops. Ryoko with a suplex on Juicy Lucy. Where Ryoko Hokuto is doing everything she can in this match to obtain that #1 contendership spot. Backdrop pin, but gets the rope break. Ryoko Hokuto trying to put in work in this match. So is Juicy Lucy, as Ryoko puts Juicy Lucy up on her shoulders. Sends her to the outside of the ring. Ryoko made a fatal mistake there on her part, trying to go for a baseball slide, but seeing as how she was still down on the ground. Anyway, back to the action. Ryoko Hokuto putting in work on the arm, putting in some hurt on the arm actually. Ryoko grapples. Juicy Lucy with a reversal. Same with Ryoko. Juicy Lucy reverses. Someone's got to make a move sooner or later. Ryoko Hokuto with a Northern Light slam. Nasty neck snap by dad of Ryoko Hokuto. Now she's running back and forth off the ropes, putting in those forearms to the back of Juicy Lucy. She's definitely putting in work in this match. Irish whip to the corner. Ryoko Hokuto goes up on top. What is she doing? Going for a diving elbow drop. Nicely executed. Holy macaroni, nice cross body. Springboard cross body by Ryoko Hokuto. Juicy Lucy was able to get Ryoko off her feet, but not for long as Ryoko comes back with a grapple. Head scissors takedown by Ryoko Hokuto. Nicely done. Ryoko Hokuto now Irish whipping Juicy Lucy off the ropes. Countered with a swinging DDT by Juicy Lucy. This match is getting intense. Ryoko with a low blow. And now, once again working on the arm of Juicy Lucy. Dang, Ryoko Hokuto putting in those chops, grapples, and now going for an arm wrench on Juicy Lucy. Putting in a leg drop on the arm of Juicy Lucy. And now what's she doing? I guess she was setting up for a finisher, but it gets blocked. Dang, spinning wheel kick by Juicy Lucy, but gets sent over the top rope. Try to go for a leg drop to the outside of the ring, but missed that one. Anyway, we will be right back. Do not go anywhere.